How do you prove you didn't steal drugs from dying patients when the hospital's own computer says you did? 217 times? I was halfway through a night shift in the ICU when 2 security guards and my nursing director appeared at the med station. Hand over your badge. You need to come with us now. My patients could see me through the glass. So could 3 coworkers I'd known for 11 years. In the conference room, a man from corporate compliance slid a printout across the table. These are pulls from the medication dispensing system. Your badge, your fingerprint login, fentanyl and oxycodone, pulled for patients who never received them or were already discharged. 217 discrepancies over 14 months. I actually laughed because it was that absurd. That's impossible. Run it again. The system doesn't lie, Ms. Okafor. They walked me out through the main lobby at 3 a.m. in my scrubs, carrying my things in a bag. A tech from the ER filmed it. By morning, it was in a Facebook group for hospital staff with the caption, "So that's where the missing meds went." The state board suspended my license pending investigation. Then it got worse. A patient's family, a man who had died of respiratory failure on my unit, filed a complaint saying maybe he hadn't gotten his medication at all. Maybe I'd taken it. The police opened a diversion case. A detective asked me calmly, like he was asking about the weather, whether I understood I could be charged in connection with a death. My fiancé started asking careful questions. "Babe, I believe you, but is there anything you want to tell me?" That "but" broke something in me. My own mother said, even if you were struggling, we would still love you. Even if. Everyone had a version of me in their head, sweating and stealing vials, and no version where the computer was wrong. And here's the terrifying part. I started doubting myself. Not the stealing. I knew I'd never taken so much as an aspirin, but the counts. Had I gotten sloppy? Had I badged in for someone? 14 months, 217 entries, my fingerprint. My union rep told me the hospital was pushing for me to surrender my license voluntarily in exchange for not pursuing criminal charges. "You should think about it," she said. "The evidence is your own biometrics. Nobody beats that." I sat at my kitchen table with the surrender form for 2 days. I'd been a nurse for 11 years. I'd held hands of dying strangers at 4 a.m. because their families couldn't get there in time. And I was about to sign it all away because a machine said I was a thief. The night before I was going to sign, my union rep called. Her voice was strange. "Don't sign anything. Do not sign. Call me back the second you get this." A pharmacy technician at a sister hospital, someone I've never met, had been caught on camera pulling narcotics using a badge that wasn't hers. When investigators dug in, they found the vendor who managed the dispensing cabinets had a catastrophic flaw. A maintenance account that let certain override pulls be logged under whichever nurse had last authenticated at that cabinet. The tech had figured this out. She'd worked at 3 hospitals in our network doing cabinet maintenance support, including mine, during my shifts. When they re-audited the raw system logs, not the reports, the actual server logs, every single one of my 217 pulls happened within minutes of a maintenance login. The forensic auditor told the board, in writing, that I had likely never touched a single one of those vials. My fingerprint hadn't unlocked those doses. Her workaround had, wearing my name. She was arrested. She'd been diverting drugs across the network for almost 3 years. 41 other nurses at 4 hospitals had discrepancies tied to her access windows. I was the only one who'd come within 12 hours of surrendering a license over it. The hospital sent a letter, 2 paragraphs. "We regret the distress this process may have caused." May have. My license was reinstated. The detective closed the case. The Facebook post is still up, though. Screenshots live forever. When I finally came back, a float nurse I didn't know leaned over during report and whispered, "Weren't you the one who—" I work at a different hospital now, 2 towns over. I'm good at my job, but every time I badge into a med cabinet, I take a photo of the screen with my phone. The machine doesn't lie, they told me. It just repeats whatever the liar taught it to say.